So you ready to start up?
Sure.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
Oh, okay, man. So to start up, well, it started maybe like a project, but we got two studio albums, the AP, the live album. I mean, it's not like a project now. It's like a very well-established band.
I think Richie and I first got together. It must be four years ago. It's quite a long time.
Yeah.
But because he has a schedule and I have a busy schedule, finding time to work together is not straightforward. But we have done a lot in that space of time. Two albums, like you say.
Okay. One of the things that come to my head when I listen to music is that sound very fresh. It seems like if you were jamming. I mean, it's very natural, very, very immediately. It's not too much process, like natural thing.
Yeah, we kept the production also simple. Just two guitars.
Sure.
Richie and I singing, bass, drums. I think my inspiration is, I grew up listening to Bad Company and Free 70s when I was a teenager, and that music is still in my blood. So I take that as an inspiration. But and we both do. It's writing songs and using that as inspiration, and then taking it up, hopefully, to another level, and breathing life into this the sort of blues rock art form, and making songs that hopefully people remember, and it seems to have resonated with people.
Yeah, that's matter. There's a song called Muddy Water.
Yeah.
It has a groove. It's very strong. I mean, it caught me the attention. The bass sounds really, really strong. I mean, Julia, she plays a good role in this band. I mean, I follow her.
Julia's fantastic. Is Richie's wife, as you probably know. She's an artist in her own right. I think she plays with Vixen as well.
Yeah. She sings. She plays the guitar. She can do anything.
She can do anything, yeah. And she's a great person. She's a great band person as well. She plays what is right for the song. I don't know if she played on the whole. I mean, Richie played a bit of bass on it as well. So I'm not sure if that's her or Richie on the first track. It should say on the album, but I mean, we tried quite a few bass players for our band, and even some quite well-known ones. And it wasn't until Julia played together with Bruno that it really glued the whole thing together.
Yeah, the pieces.
Because we'd never tried the songs live before. They were written in the studio. So yeah.
Yeah, if you listen to the live album, the songs develop. It gets something different. It changes.
Yeah. Well, Richie's really into improvisation. I mean, he's getting more into it now.
Yeah.
I think he gets bored with the conventional, format. But I mean, we don't do as much improv as he does with his solo band. But we definitely stretch some of the songs out. But, we just do it as a sound check. We say, well, let's try this tonight. It's more spontaneous. I mean, with Maiden, we can't do that because it's a show, and you have cues, and you have lighting and production, and you can't really change the songs. So
yeah, here you let yourself go.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's still, for me, about the songs, but live obviously is a different thing, and it's more of a you try to give them a different dimension live.
Yeah. Also, one of the things we see here is the blues. That maybe with Maiden you can't play that part too much.
No, I get told off if I start playing blues licks at the Maiden show. No, I grew up listening to, I suppose, second generation, rock blues players. I mean, Davey's the same. Dave Murray. I mean, we not so much the original blues, but rock blues, like people like Cream. A little bit after Cream, probably people that were influenced by Cream, like Gary Moore, the Thin Lizzy guitarists, Pat Travers. I mean, that was the sort of early 70s kind of thing. I do go back and listen to Cream. I mean, that's my favorite era of, Clapton's playing. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotional depth in the blues. But like I say, it's a starting point. It's not really, it's got blues elements to it. Yeah. I mean, it's more the feel. To me, blues is kind of timeless anyway, because it's a kind of an emotional expression. It's just let's just get out our feelings, let's just all share our feelings and just
it's deeper.
have a good old moan at the world and get it off your chest. That's the kind of blues.
Yeah, one of the songs that really I'm impressed is with the last one, with the Beyond the Pale.
Yeah.
And I wonder where you get the inspiration, because it's straight through the heart. I mean, just the first note and you are into it. It gets you. It's magic.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks. I suppose I wanted to do something like the opening guitar was maybe inspired by Gary Moore, the sort of thing he'd do. It's got a slight jazz overtone, but something emotional, And of course, Richie. Yeah, and
it's about Beyond Pale.
Beyond the Pale. He came up with that line, when something's just gone too far and you can't get it back. I mean, that's everybody can relate to that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you because back to back working with musicians, you always learn something. What do you think Richie has added to your sound or your composition? How is the effect on you working with Richie?
Well, I mean, I've got great respect for him as a musician. He's, I mean, an all-round singing, playing, production. I mean, he used to own his own studio, so he knows the whole production routine. Plays keyboards. I mean, but I think we complement each other. I mean, I wanted to sing a little bit in this project. I mean, Richie's obviously a great singer, but I think our voices combine well. I always love bands with a couple of singers, going back to like Deep Purple, Covered Out Views. I just think it's interesting, and no one's really doing that at the moment. So that's just gives it a different angle. I mean, Richie's a great writer. If I bring an idea in, he'll always have something to go with it. We just work really well together,
As a vocalist, probably singing more songs, you have improved. I mean,
I've improved
as a vocalist.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have to singing with Richie, don't I? I mean, he's amazing, but I don't have his range. But I have a voice, and I enjoy singing. I've always done it. I mean, back when Dave Murray and I were kids, 15 years old, Dave could play the guitar, and I wanted to be his friend because we both had long hair. I said, well, I'll be the singer.
You mean with Arshin at the beginning?
Well, it wasn't even Urchin at that point. It was way before that.
Fucking hell.
We used to play. I think the first song we ever played was by a band called Hawkwind, and it was a song called Silver Machine. That was out. Dave could play that, and I used to sing that. We played Chuck Berry, played Stones, played 10 Years After, all that 70s kind of stuff.
Yeah, doing covers. Okay.
Yeah.
So now with the perspective of time, because the album has been out for a while, your favorite tracks are the same, or you change the view of them? It depends on the day.
I'm proud of the album. I like all the songs. There's a song called Dark Side, which I like, which is kind of a slow burning kind of ballad. That's a good song. I mean, I like them all. Like you say, Muddy Waters is a fantastic track, opening track.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, there's a lot on there. And really looking forward to playing them live. There's a song called Blindsided. That's going to be a new. We're just doing a video to that song, so that'll be out just before the tour. Hopefully, we're going to play that one live. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward. I mean, the last tour we did, we only had one album's worth of material, but this time we got 2 albums worth of material, so we got a lot more stuff to choose from.
Yeah, yeah. The tour actually will start here in Spain, in Madrid. You do Barcelona. The tour will start up in Madrid.
Yeah.
You do Barcelona as well. I guess rehearsing will come after Christmas on January.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to be rehearsing over here in on the west coast of America.
So you already has a general idea of what will be on the set list, or
well, we got a list of songs. We got a list of songs that we'll probably do, and or to start from anyway, and see how it goes. Yeah, but yeah, rehearsing in January. So looking forward to that.
Have you think about changing maybe Wasted Year for Back in the Village or something like that?
Well, I wouldn't rule it
Madness.
out. I wouldn't rule it out. I used to play Back in the Village with another side project I did, and it was quite a good number. But I don't know. I wouldn't rule out. You know, I'm not against playing, you know, Maiden stuff, but if it fitted, you know, I don't know. I suppose you know, there will be Maiden fans there, but you know, it's about the new material really. But maybe we'll put in some stuff at the end. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll play by ear.
Play by ear. There you
go. You're based in LA. I remember when Rod were based there, and you wrote in the Sheriff of Huddersfield. When he was
that's
living,
a bit ironic, isn't it? Yeah.
When he was living at the Rainbow. I mean, what gets you from LA? What's the vibe? Why are you so hooked with the town?
Well, I only live here 2-3 months a year. In the winter, I found the winters in England were getting too harsh. So I came here. The weather's great. My wife's got family here. My wife's Canadian, but her mother was here. She just passed away, but her brother's here. So we got family here. There's also a great music scene.
So you still pass time in London as well?
Sorry?
So you live in London as well?
Just outside of London, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm there 3 months, and I've spent 3 months on the road with Maiden, and then 3 months wherever, you know.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I saw in the last tour with Maiden that you rescued some great guitars. One from the Power Slave, and one from the Number of the Beast, the red one with the stripes, with the white stripes. Really cool. I mean, you might have an arsenal of guitars.
An arsenal, I do.
If you have to pick just one, which one do your favorite?
Oh wow! Well, there's probably a couple. One is my original Les Paul gold top.
The blonde one.
Yes, the gold one. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
And I mean, that was the first proper guitar I got, and it's still a great guitar, but I don't bring it on the road anymore. And obviously got my Jacksons. I've just got a new one actually, which is a new signature, which is I'll be using on the next Maiden tour. It's a 50th anniversary, and that's a special one. But that's not out yet, so that'll be nice. And also, I rediscovered my Lado guitars. There's the spiky ones from the 80s that I used on 2 Minutes to Midnight and stuff like that. I'm getting a new one of those made up, and that's a real beauty, that is. I mean, it's a real metal machine, you know, so I'm looking forward to playing that one.
Yeah, beauty. I'd like to talk, if you don't mind, about Nick. I mean, it's really remarkable the tour he did after suffering such a huge stroke. I mean, just quick. I mean, it's just chill the bones just to think about it. That something like that happened to you, kick you, and just a few weeks later you're on the road. It's unbelievable.
Well, I think, yeah, it's certainly.
You
I
know,
don't
and you know Charlie Watts. You playing with with all the fields, all those
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hard. I think the Maiden drumming gig is one of the toughest for sure. It's very, very physical. And Nick, he had this stroke. Luckily, he had a sort of a not a full recovery, and that really, unfortunately, really affected his playing. But thank God he's doing okay now. But yeah, it's a serious thing, and this is life. And let's face it, we're not kids anymore.
Yeah, but for the band, I guess it's like in tennis, a match ball. I mean, you were maybe in a junction at that time what to do. If you,
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough.
it was very difficult, very difficult. I mean, he tried the tour before last we did. Nick did his best, but he knew himself that he couldn't do what he used to do. So we had to make the change for the band to continue. And it was heartbreaking, really. And Nick was such a big, and he still is really a big part of the band. He always will be.
Yeah, it's a
He just had
strange.
a massive presence, and people love him. We all love him, and he's an incredible drummer.
Yeah, long ago in the 80s, you did an intimate gig in the Market Club, the whole population of Hackney.
Yeah,
Remember that?
oh yeah,
do you,
yeah.
do you
Remember
going to
that?
see that maybe in the future doing a second part? I mean, the Cats and Horses, something, to rescue songs that you haven't played for a while, like She's a Roller or
Oh blimey, yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Maiden and Smith Kotzen kind of take up a lot of time.
yeah, it takes time. Yeah,
Yeah, and so that keeps me busy and keeps me happy.
I see
Just
you.
keep
I see you in Madrid, Shepherd Bush as well in London.
Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, great venue.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
there. I do
yeah.
Madrid and London.
Okay, cool.
Okay, take care. Hope
All right.
you're feeling well.
Yeah, I'm good.
All the best. All the best.
Thanks, man. Good to see you.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.